Damien wants to know what Nate is pursuing in Los Angeles. He is questioning why he traveled so far from Wisconsin to give him another job when he already has one. People must be knocking on doors to enter throughout the winter, so why me? What is the angle? This story must have more to it. He's right, Nate says, there's more. He came out to meet him for personal reasons, but Nate tells him that his desire to recruit him is genuine. He used to be a doctor and was fascinated by his restlessness. What happened to Dr. Hastings? Asks Damien. According to Nate, it's a long story, but he felt he belonged in the industry once his family gave him a chance. How does he fit in? Wonders Damien. When Nate saw his resume, he felt a connection. He wished to return the favor. Nate queries his frequent job transfers. Damien claims to be particular. He goes on when he senses that he is stagnating. Nate is grateful for the candor. Damien assumes that this is the extent of their resemblance. You'd be surprised, says Nate. He acknowledges that he doesn't believe Damien's story. Maybe his restlessness isn't sporadic and he understands exactly what he's doing and why. When Nick goes to Crimson Lights with Chance, the officer informs him that he is not permitted to participate in the police hunt for Sharon. His men are well trained. According to Nick, they will receive assistance whether they want it or not. What do the cops already know? He asks. According to Chance, the diver has spent hours submerged and has not discovered anything. Sharon is nowhere to be found, either living or dead. Victor has informed a shocked Michael at the ranch that Ian Ward is now a minister and has been released from prison. That guy is serving the devil. Unfortunately, his game has already turned lethal. Michael finds out that Victor believes Ian killed Heather Stevens and drugged Sharon. Michael argues. Victor maintains that Ian is not reformed and is a phony. He's deadly, so they must discover why he's there. Ian informs Jordan in their motel room that there has been no news of Sharon's crash or passing. Jordan is confident it will appear. Ian claims that the police have had enough time to locate the vehicle carrying Sharon. Did she follow all of his instructions to the letter? Jordan claims that she has fulfilled all of his requests. Then where's the proof, Jordan? Ian asks. Jordan informs him that she took the vehicle to the river, which is the very location where Heather's death was discovered. Sharon's lifeless body was inside. She also ensured that the tire tracks led to the water. She claims he doesn't value the labor she does. Ian worries about the silence. Jordan said it's possible they haven't yet located the body's vehicle. You must unwind. We're safe. We will no longer be bothered by Sharon. Sharon fights to free herself from the shackle on her wrist while screaming for assistance in the sewers. She begs for assistance once more as her despair grows. I was wondering when you'd finally feel the need to conjure me back up, says Cameron. Hello, sweetheart. Have you missed me? Sharon assures him that she doesn't miss him in the least. Nevertheless, here I am, Cameron snarks. You must be in a difficult situation. Sharon doesn't want his assistance, but she can't disagree with that. Cameron claims that if she didn't, he wouldn't be present. Sharon fears that she was drugged once more. She has an odd feeling. Given that she stabbed him in the heart here, Cameron vents about his negative memories of the location. PTSD affects me. Whoever drugged her down there, in his opinion, has a terrible sense of humor. Someone came up behind Sharon at Society and chloroformed her. She doesn't know who it was. The next thing she remembered, she was shackled to the pipe in a motel room. Her water is running low, which bothers her. What if I'm stuck down here forever and they don't return? After only 5 minutes of knowing him, Damien in LA chuckles and believes Nate has him completely figured out. It's just a theory based on the Count of Monte Cristo, Nate shrugs. After screening all of his candidates, he discovered that he moved to flats owned by Dangler about as frequently as he changes employment. He assumes that the same individual owns both businesses. He is commended by Damien for his thoroughness. Nate needs a trustworthy person. He is obviously trusted by this parent company. Playing along, Damien inquires about the next course of action and his precise role inside the family business. Nate informs Damien that having him on board would be advantageous for Winters. That's not a work position, according to Damien. He would work in finance, Nate informs him, and if he does well, the possibilities are endless. Damien claims that it would be a fantastic fit, but he questions why he would want to go to chilly Wisconsin from his cozy undercover position in Los Angeles. Money, says Nate. He reminds Damien that Winters is in the major leagues and asks if he's interested. Victor informs Michael at the ranch that Ian says he wrote to the police to obtain insurance in case he is hurt. See if he actually did. Michael tells his supervisor that it's finished. Victor asserts that they must figure out a covert method to get rid of him. Given that he has purposefully made his comeback public, Michael argues that won't be simple. They must get rid of him, Victor says again. What exactly do you mean by that? Michael asks. You understand what I mean, replies Victor. He exhorts Michael to return to prison by legal methods. Michael laments that it won't be simple. He is reminded by Victor that he always delivers. Michael will try his best. Victor yells, "Complete it." Chance and Nick feel sorry for Sharon at Crimson Lights because she has endured a lot. Nick hopes she escaped the vehicle before it sank. According to Chance, it is unlikely. Nick speculates that she may not know where she is after getting out and hitting her head. It appears worse for her the longer she is absent. Cameron tells Sharon in the sewer to begin limiting her water and food intake. He believes she can make it through this. When she bid him farewell, her strength astounded him. He doubted that she would ever require his help again. Although Sharon claims she didn't kill Heather, she may never be able to make up to her family because of the terrible decisions she made after the fact. Sharon claims that guilt is what makes people human, but Cameron is unconvinced. She worries that she won't be able to escape and put things right. She should figure out how to solve that, Cameron says. Jordan rants about Ian driving himself nuts while Ian continues to check his phone in the motel room. He disputes that he's worried about the absence of news when she tells him he's worrying. Jordan wishes to draw attention to Claire. Until Ian knows whether the police will arrive at the door and accuse him of killing Heather, he is unable to concentrate on anything. Jordan claims that although Sharon has received care, her requirements have not been met. She is beginning to believe that they will never be. Michael and Victor are joined at the property by Chance and Nick. Nothing concerning Sharon has been discovered by his people. Nick gets angry and yells that Sharon can't have simply vanished. Ian knows where she is, he says. There is a theory that Ian Ward is responsible for this, Michael informs a perplexed Chance. Nick stalks off. Chance is informed by Victor that his son will search for Sharon. Hopefully, it's still possible. Michael surmises that Nick visited Ian after Chance departs. Given that Nick has a history of losing his temper, he cautions them to exercise caution. In order to prevent Nick from abandoning him, he has verified that the police have a warning letter. Victor believes his son won't go beyond that. He is furious because Ian is a fake jerk who poses as a minister. He will deprive him of that confidence. Michael fears that Nick may use his fists to communicate his message. Nick yells at Ian as he bangs on the door of the motel, "I know you're in there." Ian gets his Bible and opens the bathroom door while Jordan hides there. Nick insists on knowing what he did to Sharon. Damien tells Nate that he has given him a lot to think about while they are in LA, but the entire encounter seems a little odd. Even surreal. Both he and Nate are unsure of how to feel about it. It will take him some time to reflect. He can't stay in town for long, Nate informs him. He'll get back to him shortly, Damien says, asking him to fax him the offer. Fair enough, says Nate. Nate adds he looks forward to carrying on their conversation after they shake hands. We'll see, Damien suggests. Cameron asks Sharon in the sewer if the individual who took her there had anything to do with Heather's death. Perhaps Heather was incidental to it, in the wrong place at the wrong time, he thinks. He believes that whomever did it didn't care who died and wanted Sharon to be executed for murder. Sharon is unable to comprehend why. According to Cameron, all they are certain of is that they anticipated her arrest. They didn't think she would rescue herself by framing Daniel. That, according to Sharon, was the worst thing she has ever done. Cameron is biased, but he claims that killing him was worse. Sharon understands that he is correct. She became a liability as soon as the police resumed the probe. Cameron is certain that the criminal took her down there, where she would never be discovered. Cameron, Sharon YNR. In the Los Angeles cafe, Amy and Audra meet up with Nate again. He informs Amy that he met Damien and that he looked excellent, smooth and composed. If he mentioned her, Amy asks. It wasn't that kind of meeting, but Nate says no. Amy tells Nate that Audra diverted her attention with shopping, she's a good woman. Amy is overjoyed that they have found him again. Nate is asked if Damien fell for the ruse. Nate admits to them that he is genuinely unsure. He didn't bat an eyelid and delivered a strong pitch. He looked unfazed by anything. According to Amy, you could hear their arguments down the block, so it wasn't her experience with him. He doesn't seem interested in his offer, according to Nate. It seems to him that he is not seeking a change. Amy asks if he will get in touch with Nate once again. Nate claims that he consented. The next time Nate sees him, Audra believes he should tell him the truth. Let's get down to business. Sharon questions Cameron in the sewer as to why they left her there with food and water and whether the person or individuals wanted to get rid of her so severely. Unaware, Cameron reflects that they must discover their identity. Sharon complains that she can't find a way out. Cameron instructs her to try to wriggle free of that contraption by spitting on her slender wrist. Sharon has already given it a try. She says she regrets whatever part of her brain called him back, and they exchange jabs. Ian at the motel disputes any involvement in Sharon's New Year's Eve disappearance. It is nearly impossible for him to be in two places at once. I have the best alibi, he says Nick. You. Nick gives him a fierce glance. Sharon screams for assistance in the sewer. She's squandering her strength in air, Cameron tells her. She must remain composed and think. No one will search for her down there, Sharon sobs. She is unaware of her family's thoughts. Do they believe she went missing after having another breakdown? They might have the worst-case scenario, and Sharon wouldn't blame them. Apart from Nick. Nick, sighs Cameron. Your knight forever. Sharon questions whether he'll figure this out. You'd better hope so, adds Cameron. Sharon breaks down. Cameron YNR. Nick accuses Ian in the motel room of being aware of Sharon's exact fate. He appears when all hell breaks free, this cannot be a coincidence. When he's angry, Ian doesn't want to dispute with him. He offers to offer Sharon his prayers. Nick advises him to hope that Sharon has not suffered any harm. He will rip him to pieces if it has. Nick threatens Ian, and Sharon summons Cameron. In the thrilling world of the young and the restless, the lives of Genoa City's residents are anything but mundane. The drama, intrigue, and romance that have captivated fans for decades remain as compelling as ever. Recently, the storyline has taken a dark and emotional turn, focusing on Sharon, Cameron Kirsten, Nick, and Ian Ward. This latest arc has not only unearthed buried trauma but also ignited fiery confrontations and alliances that could reshape the lives of these characters. Sharon's haunting past resurfaces. Sharon Newman, a cornerstone character of Genoa City, has had her share of tumultuous experiences. However, few have been as harrowing as her history with Cameron Kirsten. Cameron, a manipulative and dangerous figure from Sharon's past, inflicted deep emotional scars that she has worked tirelessly to overcome. Yet, as events unfold, Sharon finds herself once again haunted by Cameron's specter. It begins with subtle reminders, cryptic messages, eerie coincidences, and unsettling memories that resurface at the most unexpected moments. Sharon's world begins to spiral as she starts to feel Cameron's presence lurking in the shadows. The tension builds as she struggles to differentiate between paranoia and reality, leading her to question whether Cameron could truly be back to torment her. A psychological battle. Sharon's struggle isn't just external, it's deeply psychological. Her interactions with friends and family reveal the weight of her fears. While some, like Mariah and Faith, rally around her with unwavering support, others urge her to confront the past and seek closure. Sharon's dilemma becomes a poignant exploration of trauma and resilience, resonating deeply with viewers who empathize with her plight. Meanwhile, Cameron's name sends shockwaves through Genoa City. His history of terrorizing Sharon and others leaves no doubt about the danger he poses. As rumors swirl, the town's residents grow increasingly wary, bracing for the storm that Cameron's potential return could unleash. Nick enters the fray. As Sharon grapples with her fears, Nick Newman, her ex-husband and steadfast ally, steps in to protect her. Nick's protective instincts kick into overdrive as he begins to investigate the unsettling signs of Cameron's possible return. His determination to shield Sharon from harm is evident as he partners with local authorities and calls in favors to gather information. Nick's dedication leads him to cross paths with Ian Ward, another villainous figure with ties to both Sharon and Cameron. Ian, known for his manipulative and cunning ways, becomes a person of interest in Nick's quest for answers. The tension between Nick and Ian is palpable as Nick confronts Ian with accusations and threats. A heated confrontation. The confrontation between Nick and Ian is a pivotal moment. Ian's cryptic remarks and smug demeanor only fuel Nick's anger, leading to a heated exchange that teeters on the edge of violence. Nick's threats are laced with a promise of retribution, showcasing the lengths he is willing to go to protect Sharon and their family. Ian, however, is not easily intimidated. He hints at knowing more about Cameron's whereabouts and intentions, leaving Nick with more questions than answers. The encounter sets the stage for a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, with Ian reveling in the chaos he can sow. Sharon's strength. Amid the turmoil, Sharon begins to find her strength. Encouraged by those who love her, she decides to confront her fears head-on. Sharon's journey from victim to survivor becomes a powerful narrative thread, inspiring others who have faced similar challenges. Her determination to reclaim her life and protect her family adds depth to her character, making her one of the most relatable and enduring figures on the show. A community united. The ripple effects of Sharon's ordeal extend throughout Genoa City. Friends, family, and even former rivals come together to support her. This sense of unity highlights the show's central theme, the power of community and connection in the face of adversity. As the town bands together, viewers are reminded of the strength that lies in solidarity. The road ahead. The storyline's twists and turns keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Will Sharon's fears prove to be founded? Is Cameron truly back, or is someone else pulling the strings? And how will Nick's confrontation with Ian unfold? These unanswered questions drive the narrative forward, ensuring that fans remain hooked. As The Young and the Restless continues to explore the depths of its characters and their relationships, this arc serves as a testament to the show's ability to balance emotional storytelling with suspenseful drama. Sharon's resilience, Nick's determination, and the looming threat of Cameron and Ian's machinations create a tapestry of intrigue that captivates and resonates with audiences. In the end, The Young and the Restless remains true to its legacy, delivering compelling stories that remind us of the complexities of life and the strength of the human spirit. Sharon's journey is far from over, and as she faces her past with courage and determination, viewers will undoubtedly be cheering her on every step of the way.